Four ultimate luxury SUVs, some breathtaking roads. What's our excuse? Well, does Overdrive really need one? Now, you've seen these cars on the Overdrive show before, but we decided to bring them together nonetheless, and this time take them in search for India's last few sand dunes in the heart of Rajasthan's dying desert. The Audi Q7 has been around for a while now and is due for an update very soon. First launched in 2006 in India, the first generation did its duty for over 8 years on the back of some facelifts and variants, but in the coming months, India along with the rest of the world will see an all-new second generation Q7. So it's only fitting that we sing the current generation's swan song. The BMW X5 got its upgrade last year and is now in its third generation. It has an advantage over its rivals here in that it is the most affordable car of the lot, just undercutting the Q7's pricing marginally. It also manages to undercut the Q7 and the other German giant in terms of size, and that helps it on these beautiful winding roads. In fact, I think it has the best road mannerisms of all the cars present here. The Range Rover Sport, to be quite frank, doesn't really belong to this league. It is after all just an affordable iteration of the iconic Range Rover family. And of course, it is the most expensive car of this lot by a margin. And while the others have at least the option of 7 seats, the Range Rover Sport seats 5 at best. But while the other SUVs are often called soft-roaders, no one can take away a Range Rover's bragging rights. It is as capable off the road as it is on it. Now, when Mercedes-Benz learnt of our little road trip, they decided to cheat just a little bit. So when we asked for the GL class, what they sent us instead was the GL63 AMG. And this kind of changes the ball game altogether, doesn't it? It's the only petrol car. It makes a staggering and AMG GT humbling 550 horsepower, and it now becomes the most expensive car of this lot. And just when we thought this road trip was just usual business for the team, things took an unexpected turn. Team Overdrive has been invited for a wedding by the aristocratic family of Bhenswara. Now, usually weddings of these kinds have elephants, horses, camels, of course, in the desert backdrop. So we brought along what we thought would serve this setting the best: 4 luxury SUVs. Our host was the Kumar Sahib of Bhenswara, Shiv Pratap Singh, whose daughter was marrying the son of the Thakur Sahib of Khejarla. Now, weddings are considered amongst the most important events of our lives, even more so for Rajput families. A bond of 7 generations is created between the families of the bride and the groom, and so the pomp and the decor can only be trumped by the scale of Rajput pride. And it's not just the families and the friends involved in the festivities, the entire village is part of the celebrations, not to mention the aforementioned camels, elephants, and even some dancing horses. Of course, the inclusion of each of these animals is symbolic. An elephant exudes power and sheer magnitude. A horse, speed, agility, and the ability to traverse the breadth of the kingdom with ease. And a camel for its desert taming ability. Well, most modern luxury SUVs can do all of the above with 10 times the virility and finesse. They can also boast of leather seats, music systems, and air conditioning, which is why soon our chariots were the center of attention and the choice of travel for the family and guests. The 4 SUVs managed everything that the desert threw at them: narrow trails, sometimes even the lack of them, thorns, bushes, thorny bushes, loose sand and gravel. Their respective all-wheel drive systems, Audi Quattro, Mercedes' AMG 4MATIC, BMW's X-Drive and Land Rover's Terrain Response 2 systems begged for more and didn't even break into a sweat. The four SUVs looked majestic in the backdrop of the setting sun in the desert. SUV design has changed drastically over the years. Their ruggedness is now masked by an elegant flowing design, no rough edges, no ugly functional claddings, and no afterthought housing for guns and shovels. They're designed to look like cars and not tanks or battleships, which in a wedding is a good thing. Well, of course, these cars weren't here just to be ornaments at the wedding. We got them here for a specific purpose, which is to drive the members of the family and their esteemed guests out here in the middle of nowhere in the deserts. So drive through sand dunes and, well, do a bit of off-roading. And in the process, find out what these people actually look for when they sit in and purchase cars such as these. So let's find out what they thought about their drive here.
Well, of course, the Range Rover is number one.
For personally me, it would be a Q7 always.
Well, I'll say, coming up the hill to come to the sand dunes, I would come in the open jongas. And going back, I'll go in the BMW. So I'll make most of both of them.
Mercedes would be a definite choice for me. Personal love for vehicles would be Jeeps, definitely, because from childhood we've been always living with them, and it is basically like a part of us from ages. Like going into open top Jeep in the village is altogether a different thing. And with these new cars, they're definitely very good, and performance-wise they're very good. And comparing them both is definitely the new vehicles. They get a much better chance with the new technology.
Well, I've been here earlier on, of course, in the Jeeps, the 52s and the Fords and all that. It's the first time I've come in this vehicle here. And it's been a different experience. Of course, air conditioning is there in this heat. And it's nice that you can go off-roading, air conditioned, no dust to get into you. You're fresh. You leave fresh, you arrive fresh.
Being escorted and brought into these lovely, beautiful machines. And it has been my dream that one day this place would be etched with big names in automobile history.